G'day, how are you doing? Hopefully doing very well, keeping healthy and safe. I am doing very well. We're going to have a look into AMD Radeon Pro W7700. This is AMD's mid-range workstation class professional graphics card. Now this is designed for your medium to heavy workloads. Now I have covered some other Radeon Pros of the W7000 series. I've actually done the W7800, which is more designed for heavy workloads, and also I've done the W7500, which is designed for light workloads. And if you haven't checked the video, I'll put a link in the description below. Now there is also another one, which is the W7600. Now that's designed for medium workloads. This is designed for a little bit more. So this one here, I'll put up the specs for you so you can actually see that out. Comparing with the W7600, that has 8 gigs of RAM, whereas this W7700 has 16 gigs RAM and the W7800 has 32 gigs RAM. So they're all designed for very different workloads. The Radeon Pro W7700 is a blower style design. It does have a single 8-pin for power, which I absolutely love. It's only using one set of 8-pin, which makes it really easy for power supplies. And we have 4 full-size DisplayPort. Now this is DisplayPort 2.1, so that's the really fast one, which actually supports 12K displays. Absolutely fantastic that AMD is actually using the new standard of DisplayPort 2.1. And this does have 16 gigs of GDDR6. And just to give you an idea of the actual dimensions, now just to show you the length, you're looking at about 240 or 241 millimeters, and on the sort of length, the width of it, you're looking at 95, and for the depth of the card itself, you're looking at 35 for the depth. So this is a 2-card slot. That is absolutely fantastic that they've actually still kept as the 2-card slot. And just to give you a nice little comparison with its younger or smaller brother, which is the Radeon Pro W7500, I'll just put this right on top of the 7700, and you'll see there is just a very little amount of card length difference between the W7700 and the W7500. It's only very little, I would say probably about 1.5 centimeters. And if you can have a look at the actual, even just the depth, this is how small that W7500 is. Now, if you want to check that video out about the W7500, I'll put a link in the description below, just to give you an idea of the dimension comparison. Here's the results of the benchmarks performed on the Radeon Pro W7700. Here's results for PassMark, 3D Mark, Geekbench ML, Puget Photoshop, Puget Premiere Pro, Puget After Effects, Puget DaVinci Resolve, Program Photo Edit, Procon Video Edit, Procon AI, Luxmark, Vermark, Blender, Eugene Engine, and SpecView Pref. And some gaming benchmarks like Cyberpunk 2077, F1 2022, F1 2023, and Bronzer 5. When you compare the results of the professional applications, you find that the Radeon Pro W7700 is anywhere between 80 to 90% of the performance of the W7800. So let's turn our attention to the fair noise that you expect from the Radeon Pro W7700. So first I took my base measurement when the computer was idle, so there's literally no utilization on the graphics card besides just rendering for the desktop, and it pretty much measured in a maximum of 36.2 decibels. So it's pretty much dead silent. And the actual fan speed was at 620 RPMs, and you're looking at about 58 degrees Celsius for the actual card itself. Then I'll put 20% load on the W7700, so that's pretty much very light tasks. So pretty much just office productivity works, streaming videos, just surfing the web, that sort of type of work tasks. Very, very easy work for a graphics card, and pretty much the maximum fan noise measured in at 37 decibels, and the card pretty much was still running at 620 RPMs, and you're looking at about 66 degrees Celsius. So pretty much risen a little bit in temperature, but didn't change the fan noise. Then I put 100% load on the W7700. That's pretty much maximum operations. That's like encoding or rendering at its heavy load, and the maximum fan noise measured in at 40 decibels, but most of the time it was at 39 decibels, and the speed of the fan was anywhere between 1500 to 2300 RPMs, and it was sitting at 81 degrees Celsius. Then I changed the fan speed to 100%, so that's maximum fan speed, and the fan noise measured in a maximum of 59 decibels, and the RPMs was 5,255 RPMs, and this is with 100% load, so it actually dropped from 81 degrees Celsius to about 58 degrees Celsius. Even when the Radeon Pro W7700 is running maximum operations, that's pretty much your professional work here, it is a very quiet graphics card at a maximum of 40 decibels, most time 39 decibels, so it's barely audible. It is actually doing really well. And now this is pretty much maximum rendering or encoding. Most of the time you won't be doing that, they'll be going in and out, and it mostly be pretty much dead silent, this W7700. So fan noise is not an issue on this graphics card. AMD's done a fantastic job on this W7700. Looking at the maximum power draw of the Radeon Pro W7700. Now this is with 100% utilization, so I've got currently a stress test on the W7700, and the maximum power draw or power consumption is anywhere between 148 to 150 watts. Most of the time it sits at about 149 watts. It's pretty consistent at that, and it's pretty stable, as you can see. It doesn't really fluctuate too much, which is absolutely fantastic. And you can see the fan speed is around about 2,230, pretty much just average that, and I can barely hear the fan going off, and this is running very stable here. And the GPU temperature at around about 80 degrees, that's not problems at all. This will run at 24/7. Some of you might be interested in what kind of tuning or customizations you can do to professional graphics cards. Now, with gaming cards, you can actually change the GPU clock speeds or even the voltage. Same with the memory, you can change the clock speed of the memory or even the voltage and the fan speed. Well, with professional graphics cards, now this is both AMD and also NVIDIA, is pretty much not much you can actually customize or tune. Most of the time, all you can do is change the fan speed. Most of the settings are pretty much locked and taken care by the software itself, and manufacturers have locked that in, and that's all we really do. These are designed to run 24/7, and so they've actually got nice expert teams who have actually worked on these cards already and set their limits. Now, this is the AMD Pro Edition software here, and we'll just have a quick run through so you can see this. Now I'm in the performance tab at the pair, and then I'm in the matrix. Matrix is just telling you, just showing you what's happening and monitoring the actual card itself. And I'll just go to tuning, and you'll see there's not much you can do. It is pretty much fan tuning. As I said before, you can just change the fan speed. At the moment on auto, and you can actually change this to manual, and pretty much you can change the minimum fan speed and also the maximum fan speed, or this case is called target, but this is really the maximum target speed. And if you got the memory access at the moment, I don't actually have smart access in this Threadripper, and then just click on apply, and that's all you can do. And in settings, you'll see that's pretty much all about monitoring and how fast it polls, but that's pretty much all it really is. The only change you can do is the fan. This will be the same for third-party graphics alternation softwares. For example, MSI Afterburner. it pretty much, you can set those limits or change the clock speed and stuff like that, but it pretty much is either disabled or it's ignored. Pretty much these are set on the BIOS on these professional graphics cards, so they really can't be overwritten by any software. So just to let you guys know that. The AMD Radeon Pro W7700 is very nicely priced. As a recording of this video, I found this retailing for $999 USD compared to the W7800, which I found retailing for $2,499 USD. This has about 80 to 90% of the performance of the W7800 for 40% of its price. This is very good bang for your buck. This is a good value professional graphics card. Now, combined with the DisplayPort 2.1 being more future-proof for able to support higher resolution monitors, and the fan noise is pretty much near silent. Even at maximum operations, you don't hear that much, and it being a 2-card slot and only requiring 8 pins, it would be very easy to fit in most workstation class computers. This AMD have done very well on this mid-class professional graphics card. Now, I hope you find this video informative and enjoyed it. If you did, then support my channel, smash that like button for me, share this video out, and subscribe to this channel. Let's try to upload a new video every week. And as always, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. And I'll see you next video.